So the Game of the Year awards, the host by Jeff Keighley, just ended like 5 minutes ago. Overall, it was what's it? I would say fine, but I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. How it was less than fine. It was not great, not awful. It wasn't painful. I wasn't like the Summers Games Fest where I was kind of falling asleep playing it. But overall, I can't say I. It's the kind of thing if I didn't stay up to watch, I wouldn't have really regretted it that much the next day. I think I'd start off thinking, oh god, I should have stayed up. But then when I watched it more and more, I'd think, I'm glad I went to bed. So I'm just going to go over all the stuff that was announced. There's a few things here, so let's get right in, because while not much in terms of, what I loved, there are a lot of things, so let's just get right in. I'll also mention the Game of the Year winner at the end, even the big shocking Game of the Year. But there were a few standout things here. Some that look cool, some I did not expect, so let's just fucking go. Start off with a remake of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I think you could have let me guess for a year. This is the last thing I would have mentioned. Why? Like, it's more specific because I said remake, not remaster, not just bringing it to new consoles, but a remake. Well, what? Unless they're going to add more stuff, I really don't know what they could do here. But the game's roughly 10 years old. I enjoyed the original fine. It was the game before, I think It Takes Two, and the other one I can't remember the name of, but yeah, that's coming. Coming on February 28th, 2024. Then it came up to Pony Island 2. I'm gonna be honest, I've heard the name Pony Island, but I don't know shit about it. I know it's kind of a weird, scary kind of out there game. I don't know anything about it outside of that, but I know my friend had a great time with it, so I'm excited for him to be able to enjoy it. He might have fun with it. Maybe. We'll see. I'll let him know. Then there was the Rise of the Golden Idol, which I actually can't find much information about. But as far as I can tell, it's some kind of, it almost looks point and click style, kind of detective mystery style game. I'm just going by its Steam tags. I couldn't find anything more about this, but it's there. By the way, it's probably a good time to say a quick little thing. A lot of this, what I'm going to say, is just based off cursory glances, just a quick, basically one trailer, maybe a quick little bit of research. I'll be showing it on screen, so that's hopefully enough information. Sometimes you're getting as much as I got. Sometimes that's all we have. Just so I should point that out now. Next, and I say that because next up is Usual June, which kind of looks like a third-person hack and slashy. Not quite the same, but like kind of a weird little hack and slash style game. Probably some weird little quirks to it, but I don't know. It looks okay. Probably the first thing here I think looks interesting to me. How good it'll be, I have no idea. Like I said, but I don't know. I like the art style, and sometimes that's enough for me, which is going to come up a few times. So sometimes that is the one thing to get me into a game that I know nothing about. Then there was the first one I'm genuinely interested in, and not just like maybe it could be interesting. It looks really like it could be fun. I'm cautiously optimistic. It's Endfield or Arknight's Endfield, an anime style hack and slashy RPG with I don't know. Again, the art style. That's a big thing here. The world looks really cool. It has kind of a Drakengard Near vibe some of the times. I like to look at the characters. The gameplay is kind of hard to get a grasp on because I don't know what's coming out even, but this is the first one that came up, and this is even in the pre-show that had my real intro. I think this could have like an afters kind of thing, where it's a game that comes out of absolutely nowhere for me. It's just the art style, the gameplay still looks cool, but that's enough for me. And I think it's not getting a ton of attention either, as far as I can tell. And a lot of times when it comes to these shows, there's that one game that just, I don't know, some reason just grabs me. This is wasn't, I think, the game I was thinking about for the most of the show. And it's one I'm going to keep my eye on more than anything. Next up was the Matchless Kung Fu, which might be my favorite name of a game on this list. It just looks like a fun, weird kung fu game. It's another. It's hard to get a grasp on the gameplay with this. It's realistically probably not the game I'm going to end up getting, but I do think it looks fun. I think for people who like this kind of game more, it's going to look cool. If it ever goes really cheaper on PlayStation Plus, which I honestly do expect, I don't know why. Some games you take one look at and you think that's going to be on PlayStation Plus someday or whatever kind of thing. So I'll give it a try at some stage too. Maybe. Warhammer Rogue Trader is, as you can probably expect, a top-down tactical RPG style game in the Warhammer universe, obviously. Not something I know much about, not something I really care about, but there you go. And it's out now. I'm not going to mention the release date for all of these, because, you know, if you care about it, you can check it. Most people are going to care about 90% of these. I don't. So you'll probably have to just check the ones you can. And I'm not going to check 50 fucking games release dates while I'm just trying to get this out. Sorry.
The choices I make will shape the course of my destiny. And with each haunted step, I wonder, where will my journey end?
Then there was Assassin's Creed Nexus, which as far as I can tell is just an open VR Assassin's Creed game. They really kind of hype up how advanced it is, but, you know, Assassin's Creed, it comes, it goes, it repeats. But I suppose if you like VR and Assassin's Creed, you're probably going to be excited about this. I know Assassin's Creed, despite being there for years and getting a lot of shit and getting a lot of mockery, it has its loyal fan base, so there you go. Then there was Harmonium the Musical, which seems to be like I think it's a deaf character and she's trying to make music that doesn't make music in some way. I don't know I think it's like a mobile game, maybe PC kind of thing. I don't know what. I'm just going by the trailer and the what it's releasing on. It has the Netflix games and all that. I like the look of it. I don't know if it's going to be something for me, but I think this is something I'll play if it comes to anything I have access to. It's not anything I'll go out of my way to play, but I'm sure it's going to have its audience. But I'll have to keep an eye on it. I'll see what you do. I'll just see how the next few months go with information about it, or I'll forget about it. One or the other. Windblown is from the same developers as Dead Cells, and I think they made Transistor 2 because it really reminds me of, not a company I keep up with much, but I do know bits and pieces. It's this top-down, fast-paced, colourful hack and slashy game. It looks cool, even if not for me. There are certain games like that where it's like, even if you're not a fan of it, you can kind of tell, for people who do like this style of game, this is going to be one of the best probably in that category, maybe. I don't know, it looks cool, one of those cool games that I know I'll never play, and if I do I'm probably going to suck at, but it looks cool. Then there was Thrasher from the same people who made Thumper, which makes too much sense. I think that's something I was thinking of even just by the art style. I was thinking, this kind of reminds me of Thumper while I was watching it. And it's a rhythm game, obviously. There's a flying snake thing on the screen. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I can't really get a grasp on the gameplay, but another phrase that's coming up a lot here. It looks cool. Again, something I'll probably never play, but it looks really, really... What's a good word to describe it? I don't know. It just looks pretty cool. It's kind of cool I know I'll never go for, but from the outside it looks cool. the Persona 3 remake was made again. It's kind of one of those things where I haven't played enough Persona 3 where I'm going to look at this trailer much because I don't want to see much more of the game. So I'm just going to. I've seen the gameplay look of it, I've seen the art side. It's kind of more of a Persona 5 version of 3, and that's enough for me. I don't need to see any more. I'm in. I'll get it sometime. And I know a lot of people are excited for this too.
To me, this is what it means to live.
Then there was World of Goo 2, a game I know nothing about, but apparently people have been clamoring for 15 years, or at least it's been 15 years in the making, or 16, or whatever. It looks like a game where you use physics to move goo around to cause things. I don't know anything. I feel like it's a game I've heard the name of, but if I have, I blanked on it very quickly. I don't know much about it, like I said. But if they're making a second one, it must have its fans. So, you know, good for you. Speaking of Persona, there's a game called Metaphor Refantasia or something like that line. I didn't hear it pronounced. I honestly can't tell if it's turn-based or hack and slashy because it's had it looked like it had both. I feel like it's kind of like Persona where you can attack an enemy outside the battle and then get into battle you'll have an advantage. I'm honestly not sure because it seems like you're attacking a few enemies, so maybe it's a mix. But the art looks beautiful, the characters look great. Of course that they do. It's a Persona game. Well, no, it's from the same people as Persona, so it's always at least going to look interesting if you like that kind of thing. And I do. So it's another thing I'll keep my eye on very heavily.
You're no ray of hope.
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
Now let's see what manner of story you'll weave.
Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
Then there was Exodus, which it seems to be kind of like a game where you've gone away, space travel has caused time dilation, you get back, things are different time-wise. Other than that, it's kind of a third-person exploration heavy third-person shooter with space elements. It looks fine. I don't know. There's some games on this list I completely forgot about when I'm looking through the list again, and there's some I don't even need to look at the video again. I'm just instantly able to talk about. This one I don't know why I forgot, but I feel like it's one of those games I tell myself I'm going to get. And I'll try to keep an eye on, but I'm going to forget the name 50 times. But I feel like it has the same kind of audience as something like Returnal. But, yeah. Exodus.
We are the travelers.
God of War Ragnarok is getting a DLC called Valhalla. I think there's some Colosseum stuff in there. I don't care. It's been no secret God of War Ragnarok was a game I genuinely do not enjoy. Even 4, which was a hugely loved game. I'm not going to get into it, but even that I thought was good. That was it. And I think I was too hard on it looking back, but it's coming in the 12th, I think. And it's free, so there you go. For the many fans of this game, good for you.
No shame in what just happened. It's all part of the process. Let's go again.
Then there's The Big Walk from the same developers as the Untitled Goose, which I don't know how passionate people are about that game, but I know at the time it was everywhere. Like, in terms of like just exploding popularity, it was probably one of the biggest fucking out of nowhere things ever. And the game itself, in my notes here, I have feels like it has the vibes of a Pingu creepypasta, and that might be the weirdest description I can ever think of for anything, but that's just how it feels. Just the way they talk and move reminds me of Pingu. But it also has this weird music in the background, so it's really creepy, so that's where that came from. And and that's coming in 2025. Some of these I wrote down release dates, I don't know why. That's it, that's all we got. It feels weird we're at a time where 2025 is just a vague release date. and we're getting it a lot. And that's, I don't know, makes 2024 feel empty and sad. We got another quick look at Senua's Sacrifice, or Hellblade 2. I don't know the exact subtitle, but you know the one. You know Hellblade. It just showed off a bit more, and yeah. That fun, super happy girl that was working on Ghostwire Tokyo and then left has her new game coming out called Kimori. There wasn't really much shown, so I can't really comment, but has a fun artsy look to it. Has a bunch of people running around with swords. Like I said, there was nothing shown that can give me anything to work with here, so moving on. Same people who made Ori and the Black Forest, or Ori and the Blind Forest, whichever one, are making a new game called No Rest for the Wicked. It's more of an isometric top-down kind of hack and slashy game, but I know those games were popular. And a lot of people who loved them really loved them. They weren't the kind of games that people just like, yeah, they're fine. And I know a lot of people are really passionate about these. It's probably not something I'd ever get into, but... And I was zero interest on a personal level, but to the people who are interested in this and were hoping for more from these guys, I hope this made the show a bit more worth it. Then they had like a Sega sizzle reel. I think they're showing off a bunch of the games they're working on. They're going to be like revitalizing new versions of classic games, new games from those IPs like Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage, and more. This is one I think is really fun. Jet Set Radio look cool. Golden Axe looks... It's a weird like 3D Golden Axe, which is, as far as I can remember from Golden Axe, really not a thing they've ever done. And while I have a lot of respect for Golden Axe, I've never been that into it. I think these all look... Every one of these looked amazing, and I'm excited for these. I can't wait to see more from this. I'm looking forward to it, Sega. Don't screw it up. The Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which looks like another 3D arena fighting Dragon Ball game. What's that now? 14? 46? I don't know. I think even if I was more into Dragon Ball, I'd have dropped off and not cared at this point. But, you know, apparently it's enough people to still buy them, so more power to you, I guess.
Tremble before my power!
As far as I can tell, some Dead by Daylight single player stuff called Cast of Frank Stone. Dead by Daylight is not something I went into for a very long time, but for some reason I've not been able to not keep up with it. It's like it's always there. So yeah, it's a popular game. I know some people who really love it. Who knows? I'll try out a single player thing maybe. I'll give it a shot if it looks cool. They didn't really show much about it, but it's coming. Vision of Mana was probably a big surprise for a lot of people from the Secret of Mana universe IP, but now going into a more 3D action, a more 3D approach. I don't think they've ever done this again, but like with Golden Axe, it's a new style. Not typically a franchise I've been a huge fan of, but I was fine with what I played, and I'm excited for this new direction. I'll try it out. I think this one I could definitely see myself playing. Again, I'll see more when they show some more footage, just not, you know, battle, just not just like all over the place, cutting every 2 seconds, because anything can look good if you cut it fast enough and edit it with the right music. Literally anything. So I'll keep my eye out, as I've probably said like 40 times throughout this, and will not stop anytime soon. So honestly, I think there was two types of reveals for most of these games. It's already been shown and therefore less exciting. First time shown, no information to talk about. So some of these are hard to talk about. Rise of the Ronin, I think, was shown off last year at some point, maybe at the Game Awards, maybe at the Summer Games Fest. I was shown off right around Like a Dragon. That's not relevant. I just have that in my head for some reason, and I might as well say it. Kind of has the same vibes of something like, what's it called, of Ghost of Tsushima, but in a different setting. It looks cool. Probably won't play it, but it's another one. It's like something like Neo. It looks cool, but I probably won't play it.
Let's do this together.
Showing, and the countless others who have suffered.
And then came the real reason that everyone was here, with a special guest appearance and a speech to build him up that was 10 times better than this crap. Hideo Kojima came out. I swear, when when Jeff Keighley announced his name, maybe it's just me, he sounded like he was about to fucking cry. I don't know. It's wholesomely cute how much Jeff Keighley just he adores how just adores Kojima. It's cute. But he's announced his new game, OD, which has the fantastic trailer of people looking into the camera in a black background. I think it's only come to Xbox, maybe PC, but so I probably won't play it unless it looks unbelievable. Maybe something I'll just never play. Who knows? But I'll keep my eye on it. And does it even matter? Does it even matter if I keep my eye on it? A new Kojima game is going to find its way to me. Information is going to find its way to me. There's no way I'm avoiding this. Jurassic Park Survival is one. It's not even a franchise I'm that into, but this one does look cool. I didn't have much information. It looks kind of like maybe a horror game. Obviously Jurassic Park, dinosaurs. But they seem to have them like blocking off dinosaurs, trying to get away from them. So absolutely one I could see myself playing. Maybe it's the new Dino Crisis we never got. It's a Dino Crisis remaster we're never going to get until they're done with all the Resident Evil remakes. Black Myth Wukong, I think, is maybe a sequel to Wukong Dynasty, but now that I say that, it sounds really weird to say because that came out, what, March? Like, granted, wait. That's probably coming August 2024. So unless it's a very similar or a DLC. One sec. Okay, apparently I'm the dumbass. They're not even related. I guess they both have Wukong in the name, but I don't know. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. It's common. It has the same look to it to me, but maybe that's because it's not something I typically be into. Like I said, cursory glance, not looking into them too much, but yeah, it looks cool.
Oh, sweet destiny.
There's an update for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Still looks like Fortnite meets Spider-Man, but it's coming on the 24th of February of next year. No, the 2nd of February next year. 24th is the year. I feel like this game has seems to have very harsh defenders who hate everyone who shits on it, and just people who are like, what the fuck is this? I don't care. Sorry to anyone who likes it. I just think it looks dull. In every meaning of the word. There's also an update for Warframe, which has been going for a long time. It's still going, must have its big audience. I've heard people say it's good. I probably, again, it's another one of those things I doubt I'd ever touch, but you know, more power to the people who like it. I don't know shit about it. I don't know if it's a huge update, I don't know if this is a big deal to the community, but you know what? Enjoy. Tales of Kendra Zhao, I don't know. It's kind of gives me the vibes of the side-scrolling on-foot sections of Velocity on the PS4, if you've ever played that. You know, it's part hack and slash style, half shooting, side-scrolling, you know. I think this was the game that was shown off and made by one, I'm not sure if it was one guy or if it's an indie game made by some inspired by his dad kind of thing. Very personal game to him, so hope all the best for him, I guess. But for me, it just looks fine. It looks average. Looks like, but I liked Velocity. I loved Velocity. So I suppose if it's even as good as this foot sections and that, it could be fun. Ish.
Death, come to me.
Show me you are ready.
Lost Records is the new game from Don't Nod, the same developers behind Life is Strange, which I really loved back in the day. Crazy to think it's almost been 10 years since then. Life is Strange 2 I did not like as much. I watched somebody play it. That was way more enjoyable for me on that one. And Remember Me was their first game. That's a completely different thing. I like that as well. I really fell off the Don't Nod train very quickly. Like when I played Remember Me and Life is Strange, I was on board for... And there was nothing they could put out that I would not at least try. But it's really dropped a lot since then. But this is the first game from in a while that I think looks genuinely fascinating. I love the art style, I love the look of the characters. This seems to be on some kind of weird thing that's happened, some weird mystery that went on, which I guess is par for the course in Life is Strange. I'm committing now. Day one. Unless it's like a $60 anyway, or €60 game, in which case, no, because I don't think I've ever done something worth that much. But assuming this is just a normal price or even episodic or whatever, I'm committing to getting this. Or unless they show something more that looks shit. But this is definitely high on my radar and definitely one of the top probably 5 games I've seen here. Oh, and it's called Lost Records if I didn't mention that, by the way.
It's been 27 years, y'all. Why now? Because we made a promise.
The Last Berserker Kazan looks like kind of a... It kind of has to give me Code Vein vibes. Kind of a hack and slashy, Souls-like looking game. More of an anime influence again. Code Vein, that's why I mention it. I would say this is a little lower than Wukong on the games I'll probably never play but look cool a list, but again, looks pretty cool. There was a few games shown off kind of with the same style, so I think if I was going to get any of them, this would be the bottom of the list, but looks alright. Could improve in further trailers. It's low on the list, but I could easily see this coming up in a new show 6 months from now, me completely forgetting about it and thinking, wow, this actually looks kind of cool. So, keep my eye out maybe, or forget about it. Like the other game I mentioned that for, I can't even remember what it was. So that does not bode well. They showed off kind of a live action performance and a trailer for the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, Rebirth. I didn't watch it because anyone who's ever watched a Square Enix trailer for a game just releasing in 2.5 months. Spoiler extravaganza. I saw a little bit and I was like, no, I think I'm done here. So I just listened to the song. I'm not going to show any of the footage because I don't want to watch it. And there's a lot of people who probably won't want to see that, so... If you do, feel free to check it out. I'm completely staying media free from that game until it comes out. Because fuck that. I know it's a remake. I've seen everything in a way, but that's half the fun of a remake, is seeing new locations. It's just seeing the characters, story elements, locations, all that stuff that you love from the original. And if having that spoiled for me in a trailer, then it defeats a lot of the point. Especially for a game that has like a permanent reserve on my top anticipated game at the moment, so... I'm glad they showed it though.
Disturb my slumber. It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
And because we're not done with the epic Final Fantasy news, they're also sort of showing some of the weapons in Apex. Fuck's sake. Jeff basically did the opposite of what he did last year. Remember last year at the Game Awards, he was like, oh, but it wouldn't be that's not all we're going to hear from Final Fantasy. And then he was announcing, what was like a DoorDash thing, and then at the end he showed the remake. This was the opposite of that. A little bit of a Honkai Star Rail update. The character looks a lot like I can't remember the name. It was like the Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact. I don't know if it is or if it's just my terrible recognition. It's a game I need to play more of. I started, I got through the tutorial. Genshin Impact was a game I played a ton of, so this could be something I like as well. I haven't really gotten in yet. But do I even need to say anything? They're one of the biggest groups of games in the world at the moment, so a big shock to a lot of people. For some people, they're highlight of the show. Blade is getting a game. I don't know if some of the same developers, same publishers who made Deathloop. I didn't see any gameplay shown. I don't know anything about Blade. I don't know if... I don't think Insomniac is involved in any way, but it's just... When you see Marvel's Blade, it kind of gives you Marvel Spider-Man vibes, so... It's hard to separate those, because that's kind of the name he seemed to went with for the games, or the Spider-Man games to separate them, but... Another one I'll slightly keep my eye on. I know enough people who are huge Marvel fans. I'm going to hear about this game. I cannot avoid it. I don't need to try to keep up with it, which is kind of refreshing. Because it's just going to happen anyway, so I know I don't need... I can wipe it from my memory until it comes back on its own. But no worries. And that's such a relief.
Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
I knew one of the heads who left Rockstar recently showed off his first look at his new game, Last Sentinel. Look might be a strong word. We got a cinematic trailer. It's a woman on a bike saving hostages, shoots people. It's a cinematic trailer. This could be a top-down tabletop RPG, a racing game, or it could be a fucking first-person shooter. No further comment until we see something. The first Descendant is a game that wasn't actually shown off first at the Game Awards. I didn't know that, but I think we saw, you know, this kind of gameplay, or not gameplay, cinematic trailers that show something that kind of resembles the gameplay. I think that's what we saw. Then I looked up the gameplay after. Some of it looks okay, some of it looks fine. I like the vibes. I'll keep an eye on it. Not much more to say. I'll try to show some gameplay on screen if I can. And maybe that'll be enough to make me change my mind while I'm watching. I'll put some text on the screen if it does. But it's definitely one of the most interesting games. It kind of gives me Pragmata vibes, which I thought it was for a little while at the start. Unfortunately, not. But I suppose anything that gives me even the same sort of energy cannot be too much of a bad thing right now.
You have to fight until the end. I'll find you.
Can you tell my throat is going? Fuck. They showed another look at the new Hoyoverse game, which again, same as Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. I'm losing track of these names. Probably because half of them aren't real fucking words, or at least not English words I understand. Wait, one sec. Is this game actually called Zenless Zen Zero? Zenless Zone. Okay. That's way less weird. Sorry, that just hit me like a ton of bricks because I wrote it down wrong. I think they showed off gameplay for this before. It was like a hack and slashy kind of game. I don't know about anyone else. Out of all these games in this company, the art style and characters for this, I love the most. I think they look really cool, and I've said like twice here, and probably more over the years. The one thing to get me interested in a game more than anything, when I know nothing else about it, is the art style. I picked up Life is Strange and games like Blue Reflection off of a screenshot, because I liked the look of a screenshot. Sometimes that's all I need. It doesn't always steer me in the right direction, but when it does, it really does. That's why I got After Us. And that has been, spoiler alert, one of my favourite games of the year. But sometimes it's all I need. Sometimes a nice art style is 100% enough to draw me in. And this has that in spades. They showed off a game called Mecha Break, which is, shockingly enough, a mecha game. Shooting, flying around, slashing. Almost like a MMO mobile style of Armored Core kind of looks like. Some parts of the trailer look absolutely average as hell. Some kind of look okay. Some look fast paced, fun. This is the kind of game that I feel like I'm going to have to bookmark somewhere, because if I don't constantly check back randomly every once in a while, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't check that in a while. It's going to completely drop from my mind, and I don't trust this game to have enough of a splash to come back and ever hear about it again. So I will try to keep my eye out a little bit, but no promises. Showed off more of Helldivers 2, third-person, team-based shooting game against giant, huge insects. Kind of like Earth Defense Force, but with probably not as awkward. Bit more serious, grounded, and big budget. Coming on the 8th of February, so that's the month of a few games. I probably won't get it. It doesn't have much of an appeal to me, but I know the first one was... a lot of people liked it. I liked it even. And it's not even my kind of game, but... I have no idea what to say about this. I have no idea how I feel about it. I just... looks cool. I like the setting.
Worth dying for. And bring democracy to the universe, once and for all. Join the Helldivers. Enlist today.
They showed off Warhammer Space Marine 2, which is like the third-person shooter kind of Warhammer game. I have Space Marine 1 around there somewhere. I'm not going to say it was the greatest game in the world, but I liked it. I'm actually, and admittedly I did not care about much of this at all when I saw the first trailer for like half of it, but it sucked me in really fucking good. I don't know, this was one of those games I feel like I shouldn't buy. Like Armored Core 6, I should not buy this. I'm probably not going to play it enough. But boy, does it fucking have a nice... there's something about it. I can't look away. I want it. I don't even think I'm going to like it that much. It's probably going to be fine to me. But the trailers are doing their fucking job, at least on me.
My pledge is eternal service.
GTFO, I'm gonna be honest, I've watched the trailer for this like twice, maybe 3 times now, and when it came up in the list, I couldn't even begin to start a sentence. Apparently it's a first-person cooperative zombie shooting game. This was announced in 2017. It doesn't even stay in my short-term memory for more than like a minute. So I'm gonna try to show some gameplay if there is any. I'll try to show something to give an idea. Other than that, this is one of those games that unless somebody popular I watch plays it, it's probably going to be forgotten if it even comes out. Like I said, it was shown off in 2017 and nothing about it seems big enough where, as far as I could tell, where it warrants that much time. Yeah, this is probably one of the least interesting to me, but good luck. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. Den of Wolves, and I swear at this point I should just have a boycott talking about any game that doesn't show anything relevant, because I'm fucking sick of having to research these. Stop putting more work. Do you have any idea how many games are shown off here? You don't get to do this. There's enough here. Watch it, because I have to research every fucking game that has no information. God, I'm just gonna cheat. Den of Wolves is a futurist. The fuck do you mean future? Being futuristic or heist game from the creators of Payday announced at the Game Awards. It has a very futuristic look, which I guess is obvious looking at it and what I just said. Payday style is probably going to be something similar. Just out of protest of it not showing anything relevant. Okay, moving on. We're moving on. Then there was Exoborn, which again I can't find any fucking information of in the trailer. Exoborn, an open world sci-fi extraction shooter. There. Go away. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be less favourable and give less time to games that didn't care enough to show off at you any actual information. If you want me to care, make me care with yours. Either have the best fucking cinematic of all time for your trailer, or show me some gameplay. Okay? Move on. Fuck's sake. Asgard's Wrath is the most mobile game looking thing I've ever seen. Hack and slashy exploration fishing. This game, I don't know. Maybe it's a big deal. I have no idea. It genuinely looks like something you'd see if you went onto a website to watch a cartoon for free. If you try to watch a TV show free, or if you try to watch a cartoon for free, it's the thing you see covering the bottom right of the screen, like play online, free now. And the show, what's name? Galactus, is that the one? Galacticus, the giant thing from the Marvel or DC? I don't even know which one this is. Yeah, Marvel. It's like they mentioned Loki. You know that giant purple pink thing? They showed him, so I'm pretty sure he's involved. I don't know. Move on.
You can hide. Your fate is mine.
You know, in hindsight, I think this part of the list, from Zenless Zen Zero until the end, it really had a big dip. There was also an update for No Man's Sky, which was weird because I swear it said released 10 years ago. Maybe they meant started on 10 years ago, I guess. I don't know, I'll see the word choice when I check it again. But then, for the first time in 7 years, Sean Murray showed himself. Was it Murray or Murray? I don't know. He showed himself in public. Is this the first time he's shown himself on stage since the whole fiasco with No Man's Sky? But that's not all. Light No Fire, the newest game from Sean and his team of Hello Games, is coming. Apparently it's more ambitious than No Man's Sky, because instead of just a universe of procedurally generated, like mostly empty planets with a few mountains here and there, sand, it's a complete open world. You know, you can climb a miles high mountain. That one? Surely not. And it's procedurally generated, completely open, no boundaries, no borders, multiplayer planet. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but after the whole thing with No Man's Sky, I highly recommend everyone blindly go out and pre-order this right now. It looks kind of cool. Nobody learn your lesson. Please, just go out, pre-order the hell out of this. Overhype the hell and back. Jokes aside, I'm going to keep an eye on it, of course. It's another thing where I don't think I won't be able to keep an eye in a way. It's going to be unavoidable. I don't think this is going to be a day one for me. We're not repeating this. And I don't even hate this game. I just got bored of it pretty quickly. I don't even regret this. I'm glad I have this thing. But yeah, I hope that this can be a bit of a redemption and he can release a game. I have to stop saying he. They. He was not the only one. It wasn't his fault. He was just the face, probably not even like a planned thing. He just happened to be the face of it. So let's try to stop blaming Sean Murray. That includes me. That's the risk you take when you become the face of something. Kojima had it with Metal Gear Solid and he did well. And it's obviously worked well for him. He gets all the credit. And it works. So you take a big risk. When the king turns out bad, you're shit on a lot. But when it turns out good, you're the hero who single-handedly saved and made something. So for better or for worse, that's just how it is. I don't know why I dedicate so much time to this. It's a weirdly small I don't know. It has a weird contrast of being like huge thing and still somehow underwhelming and nothing. But yeah, Light No Fire coming someday, maybe. Then showed our Stormgate. It was an RTS game. Moving on. I'm sure if you like that kind of stuff, it looks fine. I don't know. This is probably the one that completely left my memory faster than anything. Final Fantasy 16 is getting its first DLC. Something to do with Mysidia, which from a lot of older Final Fantasy games, it's kind of like the land of mages, summoners, magic stuff. I didn't even look. I'm gonna be honest. For a Final Fantasy trailer, I just kind of glossed over it. I wasn't even like with 7 Remake where I just closed it and didn't look. I have a full review for Screen if I know my full thoughts, but overall, I was not the biggest fan. I think it was like 15-20 hours too long. And I don't think I want to go back. I probably will play it at some point. Oh, also, that's out tonight. Which by the time I finish releasing this, now. But yeah, I'm sure, I know people are passionate about defending this game, so more power to you again. Have fun with your DLC. I just don't really care that much. Show off the finals. It seems to be like a first-person tournament style game. I don't know much about it. It looks okay. Overwatch vibes, of course. Or I guess Team Fortress 2 vibe, whatever. It looks fine.
Look at this! It's a trap!
And to finish things off, the epic finale, which Jeff even let speak for itself and got me excited as fuck, because that made it sound like, what were they going to end on? A new like something big, something huge, something that I would fucking shit myself in excitement over that would save the whole show. New Monster Hunter. I don't know. I didn't even with World, I didn't really care that much. This was a nothing revealed for me personally. I know a lot of people love Monster Hunter World. It wasn't something I enjoyed, but I think even if you like Monster, you'd think Monster Hunter, this is a weird end of a show. Like, is it really? I know the people who do like Monster Hunter love it, but is that really a big enough and like global enough appeal to end a show on? Like, oh, let it speak for itself. I don't think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. And lastly, the game of the year, to everybody's shock, was of course Mario Wonder. Yeah, it fucking managed to. It was Baldur's Gate 3, of course it was Baldur's Gate 3. What else would it be? Was anyone shocked? I honestly, the more Alan Wake won throughout the night, I thought I had a chance. Tears of the Kingdom, it's hard to say. On one hand, Breath of the Wild was one of the biggest games of all time, probably in the last 10 years at least. But I feel like Tears of the Kingdom, despite a few YouTube videos like, oh, a guy makes Godzilla with Tears of the Kingdom mechanics or stuff like that, it kind of just came and went. Like, I was not the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild, admittedly. I never got into it. But fuck, was that game a big presence. Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like if you told me that game came out 2 years ago, I'd believe you. It's just kind of dropped instantly, which I guess makes sense. It's a sequel that kind of does a lot of the same things. Yeah, that's for such a big thing. I feel like that just dropped off the face of the planet very quickly. But yeah, that's been everything shown off there. I think I missed a few things like in ads in between. I don't know which ones of them are new. A lot of them were sizzle reels. I really don't know how important they were. So if I missed anything hugely important, feel free to let me know. And thankfully it was a no-nonsense show, no intrusions, because there was security this year, no bullshit like that. So hopefully we can just keep going back to normal instead of sad, pathetic adults copying children to try to get on stage. Oh, Jennifer. Hopefully we can move on from that. But yeah, congratulations to Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think it's the kind of game I could get into. I think if I started it now, it would take me about 10 years to finish the first act or whatever they go by. Or first chapter, whatever they are. Thanks for anyone for watching any of this. This, like, the list doesn't even look that big. I have a text file here. So it's not that big of a list. How the fuck did it go on this time? I guess because I fucking care too much and I have to talk about them. And I can't just go, this was announced by this company. I'm going to go. Overall, I think the show was fine. In the same way that when you get a D in when you don't really care about something and you get a D, that's fine. You know, that kind of way. If you don't really care about your grades, a D is fine. I'll give it a D plus. So I'll be nice. I'll give it a C minus just for the few anime style games which always get my attention. Don't not coming back with something. A few little things like that. That especially going through this, a few of them are okay. The Secret of Man or whatever it was called, Vision of Man, that looks cool. The Zenless Zone Zero, that looks nice. I just was hoping for I think 2024, like a lot of people said, I'm going to end this really soon. It's going to be a gap year. 2023 was a fucking beast. It was one of the best years of gaming ever, a lot of people will tell you. And I agree without even playing a lot of the big games. Some of the smaller games really got me. So 2024 I think is going to be a gap, and that's why it couldn't be a great Game of the Year awards. Too many games are coming out in 2025 are not even announced yet. Capcom can't show anything, Rockstar can't show anything, Square Enix are in between game. Well, they have 7 Remake coming, but that's already announced. There's not really much to, like, even Resident Evil that I mentioned already, that came out this year. A lot of the big Zelda couldn't announce anything, Mario couldn't announce anything. There wasn't much you could do. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the Game Awards. Was Baldur's Gate a huge upset? Do you think somebody else deserved it? What do you think was snubbed? All the good stuff. If I missed anything huge that you think that looks cool, again, let me know I missed it. That's the last event for this year. So, see you for the next one.